Okay, it's time to put together the switch. So first we're going to put together the inside part of the switch. Okay, I'm going to build up the rest of the switch now. Make sure we push everything together so it's flush. Make sure all the parts are flush and square. Okay, now we're going to put the switch together. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the pin and we're going to push it in through one side and just barely get it started through there. So you can see it's just barely exposed. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the washer on. Okay, now that the washer is on, I'm going to thread it through a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the inside piece on, get it started onto that pin, and then I can push the pin all the way through there till it gets through the other side of the inside part of the switch. You can see there, and I just want to expose just enough of it that I can thread this spring on. And I'm going to shove it over, and I might actually need an extra part or something that I can use to push the spring over till it's right where it needs to be. There we go. Now you can see that the spring is where it needs to be, and I can go ahead and push the pin all the way through. The reason for the spring is to try to hold the switch in these two positions, and I can tell that it's not doing that. And so what that tells me is that the spring isn't compressed enough. But when I squeezed the sides together just now, they were kind of separated, and now that I pushed them together, it's a little bit better because that spring is actually doing its job. It's compressed, and so it's applying pressure to this inside, and it's creating a little extra friction, and that's what we want. We want there to be a little friction here. If there's no friction, then this lever, the switch, won't actually work properly. It won't stay where it's supposed to be. Oops. Glue hasn't dried quite yet. So let's test it out now. Let's see if the switch stays where it's supposed to be. Well, that looks good. Great, looks like our switch is toggling properly. Now I'm just going to make sure again all my parts are flush while that glue is still not fully dried. I think we're in good shape now. And worst case, I just want to show one other step. If there's not quite enough friction there, we'll just need to add a little shim to make sure there is a little more friction. And the perfect thing for that is one of your O-rings. We got plenty of these, so I'm just going to put one of these O-rings in on the washer side. I'm going to pull my pin out just enough so I can get a washer in there. I'm going to squeeze everything over to one side, and I'm going to see if I can just insert one of these O-rings. Just have to pull the pin enough out of the way, slide an O-ring in. Perfect. Now you can see I've got an O-ring in the stack there. Now that will definitely load things up so there'll be enough friction. Okay, so now with the O-ring in place, you can see the O-ring there. We're going to test our switch. Oh yeah. Perfect. Switch is working, it's staying in each state properly. Okay. There's a switch.